Do I regret? No, I don't have a lot of regrets because I feel like everything takes you where you're supposed to. That I cried so and so long that the next day it felt like I did a gym workout. I was in so much pain.
Actress Garcelle Beauvais, Will Smith's ex, renowned for her role in The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, is causing a stir by addressing rumors involving none other than the charismatic Fresh Prince, Will Smith. It appears that Smith's ex has been speaking out about the circumstances surrounding their breakup. While speculation abounds regarding the reasons for their split, Beauvais sheds light on what many believe to be the cause.
Only a man knows what a man...
But she couldn't keep the revelations to herself.
Who did you talk to? Who was your person to say, hey, I need this conversation right now?
My girlfriend Nicole Smith, who we wrote the book together, she was the one that we went through it, and she was like, okay, are we going to unpack?
The absurd aspect is that she would have actually preferred to understand his perspective before their relationship reached its conclusion.
Because I think it would have made me understand him a little more, and I would have had more compassion and sympathy for him, as opposed to not wanting anything to do.
Most people believe it's merely coincidental that Will Smith has been embroiled in controversy after controversy over the years regarding his true nature when the world isn't watching. However, as the saying goes, where there's smoke, there's fire. This sentiment appears to be stirring up the internet, especially as Garcelle Beauvais has recently shared insights about her experience with the I Am Legend star. It seems there may indeed be a lot more to Will than meets the eye. For starters, there's the revelation that Beauvais and the actor had something going on while he was also involved with Jada. However, considering the other revelations about the star involving men, this barely scratches the surface of the mystery surrounding Will Smith's orientation. Now, with more answers emerging, the truth appears to be explosive.
But a lot of people are raising their eyebrows at this one. Take a look at the pic that Garcelle Beauvais posted. That's a still from Wild Wild.
Will Smith is undeniably one of the biggest names in the industry, and with that comes the territory of people fabricating stories about him to garner public attention. However, amidst various rumors, there hasn't been a single accusation of robbery or anything as scandalous as public urination against the actor. Yet, the persistent rumor that he might be interested in men continues to circulate. This is no coincidence, and ordinarily, such claims might be easily dismissed. However, what complicates Will's situation is the existence of a paper trail supporting these assertions about him. While this trail of rumors has originated from various sources over the years, spanning from some of the most prominent celebrities in the industry to ordinary individuals who have been on set or around the actor, it's now someone from the actor's romantic past who is revealing insights into his true self. Recently, his reality star ex opened up about what it was like to be the object of Smith's affection and shared some observations from that time. Garcelle Beauvais, known for her role on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, has offered fans insights into her decision to part ways with Will Smith during their brief relationship in the 90s. On a recent episode of the Los Culturistas podcast with Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang, Beauvais reflected on what she described as a short-lived romance that never blossomed into anything serious. She recounted how she and Smith crossed paths on the set of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I was an ingenue. He was single and a TV star, so we went out a couple of times, she explained. It wasn't a long-lasting relationship. In summary of her history with Smith, according to Beauvais, her decision to end things came about after realizing that things were getting serious between Will and Jada, who would go on to marry in 1997 and remain a couple to this day. As the Coming to America star explained, things fizzled out after one particular call she made to the actor while he was in the car with someone else and his son Trey Smith. It was during this call that Trey inadvertently revealed that Smith was involved with Jada Pinkett Smith, who is now his wife. I remember one day calling him and he was in the car and his son with Cherie was in the back. So he picked up on the car or Bluetooth or whatever it was back in the day, or speakerphone, whatever it was, and he said, "Hey, how are you doing?" And I said, "I'm great." I heard his little voice in the background go, "Is that Miss Jada?" And that's when I'm like, okay, I'm not the only one. Exit stage left. But Jada wasn't the only person involved in this picture at the time. Apparently, it was Will Smith's ex-wife, Cherie Zampino. The star recently made a cameo appearance on an episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and met up with fellow actress and Housewives star Garcelle Beauvais to discuss how they handle their exes. During their conversation, Smith's name came up. However, discovering that they both dated him isn't the only revelation seemingly stemming from Zampino's side. According to the late actress Alexis Arquette, who passed away in 2016, Smith's ex-wife Cherie Cherie Zampino divorced him because she caught Will in bed with another man. When Jada comes out as gay and her beard husband admits his first marriage ended when she walked into him, servicing his sugar daddy Benny Medina, then I will listen to them. Alexis allegedly wrote in a since-deleted post on Facebook. Nevertheless, Jada, renowned for her outspoken stance on boycotting the Oscars, chose not to address Alexis's statement at that point. On the contrary, Will refrained from commenting on the accusations, while his first wife, Cherie Zampino, was the one to voice her opinion. She criticized Alexis for her vindictive and hasty comments, asserting that Will is not and has never identified as queer.
Not only is it out of line, it's absolutely not true. And I'm offended and I'm hurt that someone would be so malicious.
Numerous fans found Cherie's response to be somewhat intense initially. Instead of dismissing the accusations as baseless, she took a strong stance, leaving some to speculate whether Alexis's remarks had indeed struck a chord. Moreover, persistent allegations have circulated over the years, suggesting that Jada's S orientation might not be as publicly known, leading to speculation about a concealed queer identity. In this context, the enduring friendship between Will and Dwayne has fueled rumors that they might share a particularly close bond, often referred to as a bromance. And one big proof is what he does to Alfonso Ribeiro here.
Yo, am I the only one that saw this? Watch Will. Then he grabs his Will is Carlton on television, grab again, then the face, and now he's gonna grab his.
According to claims made by Star, Will and Dwayne have embarked on a notable number of vacations together. These excursions include visits to prominent destinations such as Las Vegas and Miami, and there are even rumors of a private cruise in Trinidad. During these periods, Tisha and Jada reportedly remained at home. Supported by an eyewitness account, it has been recounted that the duo shared a meal at a Caribbean restaurant, where it was evident that both Will and Dwayne arrived and departed in each other's company. Another source insists that Jada harbors a strong disapproval of the fact that Will is indulging in lavish vacations with Dwayne, leaving her with a sense of being left behind at home.
Idea that they in some way were doing business around Will's book.
Reportedly, she finds it unbearable to witness their relationship, perceiving it as something that Will deliberately showcases before her. In recent times, there has been widespread speculation that Will and Jada's 14-year marriage is teetering on the edge of dissolution. An insider disclosed to Star magazine that their marital bond has sustained significant damage, and the increasing amount of time Will spends with Dwayne exacerbates the strain on his relationship with Jada. Central to Jada's apprehensions is Dwayne's alleged participation in certain controversial incidents that have garnered media attention.
I was just like, I didn't know what to do, but I just knew. I was like, I never wanted to be married.
Some people also started to believe that Will and Dwayne were really in a relationship. Will and Dwayne Martin had a relationship to them lies and will catch up to you in the end, though nothing stays in the dark, one said, as another responded, Will stole that lady, man. Someone else echoed, they won't say because they're professionals, but I'm toxic, and the rumors are that Will and Dwayne were lovers for years, and this looks like a confirmation of those rumors. An individual quipped, you know that famous quote, where there's a Will, there's Dwayne. There was also someone who wrote, this about her ex-husband and Will, Chile 2020 has been one for the books. Considering the enduring intimacy between these two individuals, it does give rise to apprehensions about their decision not to openly discuss their S orientations, especially in light of the multiple insinuations propagated by individuals both within and outside the realm of social media. As a result, the persistent question remains, will the conjecture regarding Will and Dwayne persist? Adding to the speculation, comedian Bert Kreischer added his voice to the discourse during an interview with Vlad TV. He recounted an episode involving an audition offer from Will's company, which eventually culminated in an uncomfortable interaction with Will personally, further fanning the flames of discussion.
And he liked me. He was like, let's go see a movie. I was like, okay.
Bert also mentioned that Will extended an invitation to watch a movie, but his father cautioned him, suggesting that Will probably had alternate arrangements.
He was like, oh, buddy. He's trying to I was like,
Bert proceeded to comment that numerous prominent male figures in Hollywood have fantasies about regressing to a younger age. This leads us to Will's suspected associate in these claims, Diddy. Similar to Will, Diddy has faced long-standing allegations regarding his S. One facet of these allegations involves a certain circle in his entourage, where he purportedly introduces his young musicians to Portuguese practices, a notion that is particularly unsettling.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to something
City.
called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go. go.
To learn
Flavor camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's.
While there hasn't been any direct confirmation about Will Smith's purported engagement with any of these individuals, the persistent conversations surrounding this subject underscore its notable presence within public discourse. However, people believe that there is something wrong with Will. One of them wrote, "Will Smith had to get down in order to blow up in Hollywood. That is how you come up look at the movie 6 Degrees of Separation. He was truly down with the gay program in Hollywood." Another one added, "After 6 Degrees of Separation, I was sold on Will being bi-s, and I'm convinced him and Quincy did the nasty for him to become the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air." And then Jada's interview blew the internet when her interview went viral. According to her, she and her husband Will Smith have been leading entirely separate lives since 2016, as revealed in an interview with Hoda Kotb. This high-profile Hollywood couple, who tied the knot in 1997, have previously acknowledged their periods of separation and marital challenges, but never in such explicit terms. While it's not a formal divorce, Pinkett Smith explained to Kotb in a video snippet released on Today that it essentially resembles a divorce in all but the legal paperwork. "It was not a divorce on paper, but it was a divorce," host Hoda Kotb said, which Pinkett Smith confirmed. She also revealed they live separately. Pinkett Smith explained why the two never formally announced a separation. "I think just not being ready yet. Still trying to figure out between the two of us how to be in partnership, right? And in regards to how do we present that to people, you know? And we hadn't figured that out." In recent news, Will Smith's name has become a topic of intense interest due to some surprising allegations that have emerged regarding his purported connections with multiple individuals over the course of his career. These allegations have garnered significant attention and sparked extensive discussions. As the saying goes, where there's smoke, there's fire. It seems that Will Smith has added to the intrigue by shedding light on his desire for escapism from his marital relationship.
Yeah,
And we decided.
I was done with y'all.
You kicked me to
I
the
was
curb.
done with you.
While being part of an unconventional family with unique marital dynamics is one thing, it becomes an entirely different situation when persistent rumors suggest that your husband may be entangled in clandestine relationships. Such is the current predicament in the Smith household, and it seems that the lady of the house has decided to openly disclose the reality.
It was not a divorce on paper,
Right.
but it was a divorce. So from the year 2016, which is 7 years ago now.
Yes.
The journey commenced with the release of the timeless comedy drama 6 Degrees of Separation, where Will Smith portrayed a captivating swindler. The film attracted considerable attention when reports emerged that a kissing scene between Smith and his co-star Anthony Michael Hall had been surprisingly omitted from the final version. This occurrence set off a flurry of speculation. Was the renowned actor purposefully avoiding the kiss to sidestep potential scrutiny of his own S-orientation? These rumors have persisted over time, and the truth continues to remain veiled.
That Will Smith is bisexual and that they do this.
Furthermore, in a 2020 interview, Will contradicted his earlier statements about not fully immersing himself in the character, asserting that he wholeheartedly embraced the method acting approach for 6 Degrees of Separation.
You train your mind through blocking out Will and only living as the character.
In a recent development, Tisha Campbell has come forward with allegations that Will Smith was involved in extramarital relationships with her former spouse, Dwayne Martin. She took to Instagram to share an image regarding this matter. In her post, Tisha pointed out that the truth always comes out in the end, no matter how many times someone lies. This prompted one of her devotees to reply, "Thank you, even though they lie in the end." In response to this person, Tisha said, "And you're right, they will lie till the end. The real kiki is, people will stop believing them." Tisha's decision to type Will in all caps raised suspicions that she might be indirectly referencing Will and Jada in her post. Many quickly assumed that this could imply an alleged affair between Will and Tisha's former spouse, Dwayne Martin, who also happens to be a close friend of the Gemini Man actor. Furthermore, YouTuber Trisha Paytas made allegations against Will Smith, claiming that he intentionally caused harm to her male dancers. She specifically said, "How about worry about your daughter being in bed at 13 with her 20-year-old boyfriend? How about worry about your cheating husband one of my male dancers when they didn't want to?
How about worry about your cheating husband my male dancers, when they didn't want to?
How about talk about that?
However, it appears that Will might have been influenced by the path set by his predecessor, Quincy Jones. For those unfamiliar, Quincy Jones is a multi-talented individual who has worked with icons like Frank Sinatra, Aretha Franklin, and the king of pop, Michael Jackson. Yet, his fame doesn't stop there. Rumors about his interest in men have circulated for years, and recent developments suggest there might be some truth to those speculations.
My first musical memories was I wanted to be until I was 11. Coming from Chicago in the 30s.
Chris Rock also talked about this. The majority of his detractors are people who say he is punching down on black women because of his past statements about Meghan Markle and his repeated use of the word B*teach to describe Jada Pinkett Smith. In other parts of his stand-up routine, Rock made some controversial remarks concerning the late Michael Jackson. A clip of him saying, "I'm all for social justice. I'm all for marginalized people getting their rights. The thing I have a problem with is the selective outrage. Selective outrage. You know what I'm talking about. One person does something and gets canceled, and somebody else does the exact same thing. Nothing," Chris continued. "You know what I'm talking about. You know, like the kind of people that play Michael Jackson songs but won't play R. Kelly." At this point, a roar of laughter can be heard coming from the direction of the audience, which causes Rock to smile broadly.
But he was accused of a lot of discussing things that have never been proven to be true.
While it is clear that Rock got the chuckle he was hoping for on stage, the criticism that has been received online has been significantly less favorable. In fact, on March 6th, the nephew of the king of pop, Taj Jackson, publicly called out Chris. Taj tweeted, "Chris Rock has used my family as punching bags for his entire career. Yet I am supposed to feel bad for him getting slapped and humiliated on the Oscars. After seeing a new clip of him attacking my dead uncle in the first minutes of his Retaliation I'm Still Relevant special." Well, this is not only Taj Jackson, but the public also finds Chris extremely corny. One person commented, "Chris Rock wants people to feel sorry for him. He literally said, 'I am not a victim, F that.'" Another person came to the front to support MJ and said, "Michael Jackson is one of the greatest legacy for black people in the music culture. Hold on to him as best possible and stop acting like the clown they all want you to be." I don't hear any white comedian joking on Elvis Presley, who started a relationship with Priscilla when she was 14 years. There, I said it. It seems like Chris has offended Michael Jackson's fans and supporters by allegedly trying to prove that Michael Jackson was a P, and he will never be friends with P. But Michael's connection with Quincy and Quincy being allegedly involved in G, was quite concerning for the people, because this means that he was the part of the gang. One person on the internet wrote, "Quincy's a product of a very, 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 very dark kingdom. He also will reap what he has sown. The devil takes on many forms of darkness." One more person added, "Celebrities thinks nobody knows their secrets in the garden. Will and Jada been weird since day one, and now look at their children. Sad." One more person added, "People just strive on scandals. No one forced Will to do anything. Maybe there was a proposition, and he accepted if he did is his business. We don't need to hear about Dirty Laundry's recent disclosures have brought to light the possibility that Quincy Jones may not adhere to conventional S orientations. Startling allegations have emerged, suggesting that he wielded influence over the S preferences of notable individuals, including Will Smith and Tupac. These claims hint at his deep involvement within the LGBTQ+ community. Do you remember that unforgettable interview with Tupac? It was a pivotal moment when he revealed the questionable intentions of Quincy Jones.
Yeah, I think them rumors about Quincy Jones and all that crazy stuff about Pop was definitely rumors.
Tupac allegedly disclosed that Quincy had presented inappropriate propositions, hinting at engaging in specific intimate activities. However, the story becomes more complex. Despite the interview reportedly gaining extensive traction on the internet, it was said to have curiously disappeared without any trace. One must acknowledge that a person with substantial power and influence would be capable of orchestrating such a vanishing act. With Tupac no longer here to verify the authenticity of that interview, it's not entirely unexpected that Quincy might be aiming to distance himself from these allegations. Even Napoleon, who was purportedly a close associate of Tupac, swiftly dismissed all rumors and defended Quincy Jones when confronted with the allegations. In an instant, he waved away all the gossip surrounding the matter.
Yeah, I think them rumors about Quincy Jones and all that crazy stuff about Pop was definitely rumors. Pac was about to marry his daughter.
And if you believe the revelations end there, think again. There are claims circulating that Jada and Will have been organizing unconventional gatherings at their residence involving much younger men. Jaguar Wright even went on to divulge sensitive information, suggesting that she has witnessed young men leaving their premises in a state of astonishment. Contrary to the perception of Will Smith merely being a typical father expressing affection by giving his son Jaden Smith a gentle peck on the cheek, their dynamic transcends conventional norms. The duo's displays of affection have extended to a level that that goes beyond the ordinary. On various occasions, Will has been observed planting kisses on Jaden's lips. While some might readily dismiss it as innocent paternal love, there are those who are beginning to raise questioning eyebrows. Speculations have arisen, suggesting that these actions might signify more complex undertones beyond just affectionate bonding.
That shit we saw on Red Table Talk, oh, that was G. That was G rated. That was G rated shit.
What I will say that I do know about the Smiths.
The public reaction to Will Smith's affectionate behavior even prompted discomfort among his fans. Many individuals criticized him for seemingly making his son, Jaden, uneasy by frequently planting kisses on his lips. Despite the growing scrutiny, Will consistently refuted any insinuations of impropriety, maintaining his denial of any discomfort caused to Jaden by these gestures. On this matter, one person commented, "That's disgusting. No one kisses their kids on the mouth like that, especially when the kids are teenagers. I can't believe people are cheering this kind of behavior." Another person wrote, "This is definitely CA, and there is always a negative impact on the child. When adults do certain things, they should try to not just think about themselves alone, but the impact of their actions on their children." Rumors are circulating regarding Will and his wife Jada, who allegedly host lavish gatherings at their home, often attended by younger male guests. These events, as revealed by the outspoken Jaguar Wright, have been suggested to explore non-traditional boundaries. Some individuals even assert that they have personally observed young men leaving the Smith residence, appearing agitated. The echoes of their distressing cries reportedly pierce through the night air, adding to the mysterious aura surrounding these gatherings.
His corny, overbooked was not built to be able to maintain the swag of a Baltimore.
That is true.
Delving into the origins of these extraordinary and unorthodox events, it seems that Will might have drawn inspiration from none other than the revered maestro Quincy Jones. This iconic music producer and musician boasts a storied career spanning decades, during which he has been privy to a myriad of experiences within the industry. Remarkably, he has not hesitated to unveil the hidden aspects and missteps of several celebrity associates. In a moment that startled many, Quincy Jones confided in an interview with Vulture magazine, laying bare the unexpected truth that individuals such as James Baldwin, Richard Pryor, and Marvin Gaye were queer. Here's what he had to say about Marlon Brando. "He was the most charming MF you ever met. He'd F anything. He'd F a mailbox." James Baldwin, Richard Pryor, Marvin Gaye. Following Quincy Jones' contentious statements, a prominent YouTuber raised their voice, alleging that Quincy himself identifies as bi. Expressing strong disapproval of Quincy's inappropriate comment, the YouTuber pondered whether he was an appropriate individual to divulge anyone else's gender inclinations, given the nature of his own revelations.
Quincy Jones, if you always tell the truth, well, tell me this. Are you
However, the saga doesn't conclude there. The YouTuber took their stance a step further, asserting that they possessed a friend with connections in Hollywood, some of which involved interactions with none other than Quincy Jones himself.
have a friend who is really attractive and gay? Guess what? You learn a lot of things about the men in Hollywood.
Reports have emerged alleging that Quincy had engaged in a series of intimate liaisons with individuals, even when he was 70 years old. These allegations insinuate that Quincy had kept his interest in the same gender hidden for many years and might have held a role as a guardian of sorts for gay men within the realm of the entertainment industry.
Have you ever had with a man multiple times?
Quincy Jones, celebrated for his pivotal role in shaping the trajectories of several black artists' careers, has also been the subject of allegations linking him to various cults and groups, as claimed by conspiracy theorist Professor Griff. Griff accused Quincy of involvement in Hollywood S-Ring.
It was this ritual. This is where the came out against me, but I didn't mind. I wasn't talking about I'm saying there's a ritual that they go through.
Moreover, the person making these assertions affirmed that during Tupac's introduction to the Hollywood scene, there were purported rituals and contrived scenarios orchestrated by Quincy, which Tupac was allegedly coerced into partaking in. The individual even substantiated rumors that Quincy had allegedly made advances towards Tupac, attempting to persuade him to engage in intimate activities.
He was asked by Quincy Jones to when Tupac said no, that's when Tupac was to death. Why? Because Tupac was engaged to Quincy Jones's daughter.
The internet went into a bigger uproar than when Jada spilled the beans about her involvement with singer August Alsina. And it seems things have been on a rocky road since 2016, according to Jada Smith. Well, in a recent viral chat with Jada Pinkett Smith on an NBC News primetime special with Hoda Kotb, she dropped the bombshell that the two of them have been living separately since 2016, even though they haven't made it official through the legal system. She said, "I made a promise that there will never be a reason for us to get a divorce. We will work through whatever, and I just haven't been able to break that promise." People have suggested that Jada's sadness and involvement with August is also the result of the Wills' alleged relationships. That's it for today. See you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.